Greetings all, Timberlake here. Today I'm going to show you how to solve any Sudoku puzzle rated easy by using only 3 solving strategies. That's right, you only have to learn 3 strategies in order to start solving Sudoku puzzles. Best part about this is that these 3 strategies that I'm going to show you happen to be the most popular strategies used in solving any classic Sudoku, meaning you will use these over and over again no matter how hard the puzzle. The 3 strategies are as follows: the hidden single, the naked single, and the naked pair. First, let's go over some terminology before I demonstrate these strategies. In a Sudoku puzzle, when I talk about a candidate, I am talking about the remaining possible solutions for a particular cell. Our goal in Sudoku is to solve each cell by identifying only the candidate that can be logically entered in that cell. We do this by eliminating all the other candidates for that cell. For example, you see those small little numbers on this puzzle, the 7, the 9, the 3 and the 9, the 3, 5, and 9. Those are candidates, meaning that no other number can be entered into those cells except for 3, a 5, or a 9. So those are called candidates. And if we put a number in here, like for example, if we enter a 9, then it eliminates candidates from the other cells in that block, row, or column. When I talk about a solution, I'm referring to the correct answer for a particular cell. So for example, if we look here at the very bottom left corner, and we see that there's only a 9 in there, well, then we know the answer or the solution to that cell is a 9. And so we can enter it. So that's the solution. And when I'm referring to strategies, they can also be called methods or techniques. But to keep it simple, I'll just use the word strategy. I hope all that makes sense. So let's dive into the strategies themselves. Number 1, the hidden single. Hidden single is a cell with multiple candidates, but one of those candidates cannot be in any other cell in the row, column, or block. The candidate is hidden among the other candidates. When you find a hidden single, it's the solution to that cell. In most Sudoku puzzles, the first 5 to 10 cells you solve, they'll be hidden singles. They also come up often when trying to solve the last 2 or 3 cells in a row, column, or block. The way to spot a hidden single is different depending on whether you can see the candidates remaining for the unsolved cells or not. For example, in this block down here, we'll call it block 7, you can see that there's a 3, 5, and a 9, a 3 and a 9, a 9, and a 7. So we have the candidates visible. Well, what you'll notice is that in the 5 is the only cell we can solve in this block for 5 is this cell in row 7, column 1, because the 5 does not appear in any other cell in this block. But since the 5 is also with a 3 and a 9, it's hidden. This is a hidden single. And this is how we solve it, by looking and have all the candidates available. Now, if we don't have the candidates available, we could still solve this as a hidden single. If we look in row 9, we have a 5 that comes all the way across the bottom of row 9. And then another 5 in block 8 that comes all the way across row 8. Meaning that the only place left to put a 5 in block 7 would be here in row 7, column 1. So we know that that 5 is also a hidden single. And we can enter the solution to the cell as a 5 right there. Number 2, naked single. Naked single is a cell with only one possible candidate. It's naked because there are no other candidates next to it. The last cell to solve in any row or column or block has to be a naked single. This can also be called a full house. And what you'll see is the last 15 to 20 cells that you solve in a Sudoku puzzle, they're usually all naked singles. So very powerful. Between the hidden and naked single, you're solving 30 to 40 of the cells at least for every puzzle. Here's an example. If I show all the candidates, what you'll notice is that in block 7, a 7 appears all by itself here in row 9, column 2. There's no other candidates that could be in there. Same with the 9 next to it in row 9, column 1. Both of these are naked singles, which means you can immediately solve those cells for 7 and for a 9. And what you'll notice is after I solve for a 9, well, now the 3 becomes a naked single. And then once the 3 is solved, well, now the 5 has become a naked single. So if we had solved the 5 earlier, the puzzle, that was a hidden single, and we were able to solve it. But now, when it's the last remaining cell in this block, we're solving it as a naked single. Number 3, the naked pair. A naked pair is when you have two cells in the same row, column, or block that have the same pair of candidates. This is a very valuable strategy because we know that those two candidates can only appear in those two cells. So they will not appear in any other cell in the respective row, column, or block. If we are solving this puzzle, and we come across two cells in a column, like here in column 2, and they're the only two candidates that can be the solution to that cell, then that is a naked pair. What do we know? We know that the 4 or 5 have to be in either this cell, which is row 3, column 2, or this cell, which is in row 4, column 2. What we know about that is we can eliminate the 4 or 5 from any other cell in that column. So we know that a 4 cannot be here, and so the solution to this cell would be a 6. And we also know that a 4 or 5 cannot be here, which means this 8 is actually a hidden single. And we can solve right there. So that's a naked pair. And I'll show you in solving how valuable these naked pairs can come.